So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again, another video. This time, we're going to speak about Alexander Lacazette. And he was talk of the town in Mikel Arteta's press conference today. Before I get into doing that, you can see across the ticker bar, Instagram, just there. Twitter, just there. Facebook, just there. Really need to add in my Discord as well. But my Discord link is also in the description. Make sure you go and follow all of them. You lot are mad active. So listen, boost up the Insta especially. I really want to get that growing this year. And we're not far away from 13.5k. Come on, let's boost that up. And big up to everybody who has gone on to Discord as well. Mad active on that platform as well. So I will also be doing a members stream at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. So if you are a member of the channel, come join in. We'll do an hour or so, and you can put your views across, come on camera, etc., etc., etc. But Alexander Lacazette, the manager today, was asked about various different things. So if you haven't checked out the press conference reaction, do go and check that video out. It was the last one on the channel. But he was asked about Lacazette. Obviously, he is down to the last year of his contract this summer. And it's going to be a, are you staying? Are you going scenario, which we seem to have follow us every single summer window, all the way back to Ozil, Alexis, Ramsey. You could even go before that. We've had loads of players down the years that have run their contracts right down, and we've either sold them or let them leave for nothing, or literally peanuts, or swapped them like we did with Alexis for Mkhitaryan. But his reply today, Mikel Arteta, was that he's really happy with Lacazette, and the club are looking to offer him a new contract, which I find staggering, if I'm being completely honest, because this season alone, you could call it into question that he isn't happy with Lacazette. First 3 games of the season, 3 goals. Then he's dropped. Didn't play against Sheffield United, sat on the bench. International duty was the next week, the next week and a half, whatever it may be. He doesn't go on international duty. He's not called up for France. The very next game after international was away to Manchester City. He's on the bench, and Willian was up front. Yes, Willian was up front. So I don't understand, if you're happy with a striker that scored 3 in 3, that you would drop him for the next 2. Makes no sense. You're killing his confidence. He's done it again. He's done it again this season as well. Recently, Lacazette had scored 5 in 3 or 6 in 4, something like that. And all of a sudden, benched Aubameyang up front, which for me personally, I prefer. I do actually like Aubameyang in that forward position. But come on, you can't keep killing strikers' confidence and then wonder why we don't score many goals. Because if a striker is a confidence player, which most strikers are these days, some strikers that are at other clubs, they might sacrifice being a striker. Firmino, for example, he sacrifices goals for the best of the team, but I don't necessarily think he is a striker anyway. I think he's more of a false 9, number 10, 9.5, whatever you want to call him. But this is where I find it mad. We've allowed this guy to get down to the last year this summer. And unless we get something sorted before the 30th of June, then he is into the last year of his contract. And we all know what that means. That means that he holds the trump cards. That means that he can do what he wants and say, boy, I'm not signing it. I'm not signing the thing. There is clubs queuing up for him. There's quite a few clubs interested in him. Atletico Madrid, the club that he was going to join, and was a Rizla paper away from joining them until they got a transfer ban. Roma are interested. Monaco are interested, and I'm sure there'll be other clubs along the way that are interested. And what are we going to do with this guy? Do we sell him? Do we let him run his contract down? Do we just tell him by no uncertain terms that, no, you're leaving, mate? Like, we are selling you. Because I feel like we have to man up in this situation, and we have to take control and establish control in these situations. I remember Vinay and Raul sitting in a nice little executive suite with Laura Wood, saying any player who's down to the last 2 years of their contract, we will give them a new deal. And if we don't want to give them a new deal, we will then sell them. Well, Yeah, we got 4 players this summer that are going into the last year of their contract. Yeah, El Neni's one of them. Eddie Nketiah is another. Who's the other 2? Lacazette's one. Who's the 4th one? I can't remember who the 4th one is. There's another one. And I can't remember who it is. I did tweet it out earlier if you want to go and check it out. I can't remember off the top of my head. And it's kind of staggering now we keep getting in this situation of getting players in this position. But how much is he worth? That's what I wanted to ask you guys. How much do you think Lacazette is worth in this market right now with 1 year left on his current deal, with not the greatest goal scoring record? I mean, for anybody who watched my stream today, they'll know that I put this statistic out there. I'm not the biggest guy on stats, but I found this staggering. Chris Wood has scored 38 goals in 114 games for Burnley. 38 goals in 114 games for Burnley. Alexander Lacazette scored 46 goals, so 8 goals more in 5 games more. Kind of the same, really. Kind of the same. The strike rate is literally the same. So is he all that? Like, real talk. He came in, he had a good season under Unai Emery. And ever since, he's just fell off a cliff. I don't really understand it, if I'm honest. He's a moody striker. Like, I say this every time I do a watch along, that you can tell by his face, his facial expression, whether he's on it that day. You can tell whether he wants it. Normally he's just, oh, God, yeah, the whole world hates me. Which I suppose in a way I can kind of understand at times, because when you're getting dropped, when you're in good form, it must drive you mad as a striker, especially because scoring the goals is the hardest thing in the game. You know, and I remember when Arteta first came in, this guy went 9 games without a goal, and he kept playing him and playing him and playing him. He then scored 2 goals in 2 games, and then we benched him. And then he's benched him twice this season in the instances I gave earlier. So it must be extremely frustrating for Lacazette. But at the same time, I don't think he's anywhere near good enough. I did really rate him when he first came from Lyon, and I was happy that we signed him. He ain't a £50 million striker. And he hasn't lived up to the hype, if I'm honest. He has had good moments, don't get it twisted, but he ain't been good enough. Consistency is lacking with this guy, but consistency is lacking with the manager that's picking him. Because under Unai Emery, him and Aubameyang had 71 goals and assists combined in that season where they both played all season. So I just find it staggering that we're even in this position as a football club yet again with another player that we could get decent dough for. We're now not going to get that decent dough. If we had sold him last summer, people would say, well, it's not Football Manager, there's a COVID going on and this and that. Absolute rubbish. Clubs are still spending money. We did 45 million quid on one footballer. So clubs will still spend the money. And we're now in a position where he's probably worth, what, 20, 25 million maybe? A big push, we could maybe get 28 to 30 with add-ons. I don't really see that, if I'm honest. I think that we've that ship has sailed. I think it's going to be around the £20 million bracket. And we've only got ourselves to blame again for being in this position. But all the PR is out there, all the media puppets that are dictated by the football club to drop their little sound bites of war chest are all doing the rounds tonight. The usual suspects, I don't need to name them, but they're all dropping their, we've got a war chest, we've got a plan, we're going to go shopping, we're going to do this, but it depends on where we finish. We had this last summer, mate. Yeah, do people genuinely fall for this again? But I'd love to know what you think. Leave it in the comment section down below and let me know. Should he stay or should he go now? Come on, baby. Should he stay or should he go now? For me, it's a no from me. Get out. Not good enough. Go and spend the money somewhere else. Maybe go and sign Odsonne Edouard, because I think he's pretty decent, if I'm honest. Maybe go and sign Ivan Toney. I also rate him. I think he's class. So maybe go and buy him. And maybe go and buy Ollie Watkins, another one I think is really, really good. But leave it all in the comment section. Don't forget, follow the socials. And I'll be back again tomorrow daytime with another live stream. Then I'll be back at 5 p.m. with a member stream, 5 o'clock UK time. Do not forget, if you're a member, come join in. All have a wonderful evening. And don't forget, follow me on Discord if you haven't already. Wicked community we're building up over there. Big up to Epic Nin and to Football Capo as well, my boy, for helping out on that and basically running it for me. So big up to both of you guys. And don't forget, Arteta out. We're out.